When Mel Brooks turned 98, something remarkable happened. Instead of slowing down or stepping away from the spotlight, he cracked a joke. He looked at the camera and said, "The secret to living this long? Don't die." Everyone laughed. But behind that humor lies a truth that very few people understand. Because while most men his age are battling frailty, memory loss, and fatigue, Mel is still writing, performing, and walking with the spark of a man 40 years younger. He's living proof that you don't need a perfect body, miracle genetics, or Hollywood magic to stay young. You need energy, purpose, and the discipline to make small, powerful choices every day. But the story of Mel Brooks isn't about laughter alone. It's about loss, resilience, and survival. After losing his wife, Anne Bancroft, the love of his life, Mel could have easily faded into loneliness, but instead, he turned his grief into gratitude. He once said, "You can't help getting older, but you don't have to get old." And that became his mission. Every morning, he still wakes up with one goal: to make someone laugh, to move his body, and to nourish his mind. At 98, he's not just surviving, he's thriving. And today, we'll uncover exactly how he does it: the foods, the habits, and the mindset that keep his body biologically decades younger. By the end of this video, you'll see how a man nearly a century old can teach us more about longevity than any modern fitness influencer ever could. The secret morning habit that changed his life. Mel's mornings are simple, structured, and full of meaning. He believes the way you start your day determines how you age. Instead of scrolling through his phone or lying in bed, Mel begins each morning by doing something that scientists now say is a longevity superpower: gratitude mixed with movement. He wakes up, drinks a full glass of water, and opens his curtains to let the sunlight in. Then, before breakfast, he walks, slowly, deliberately, but every single day. He says walking is his form of meditation. He often walks around his backyard garden, observing the plants, feeding birds, and sometimes even rehearsing jokes to himself. Doctors call it active reflection. It lowers cortisol, improves blood circulation, and strengthens the heart, something crucial for a man who's been through decades of show business stress. After his walk, Mel sits down for a light breakfast. No bacon, no sugary pastries, no heavy pancakes. Instead, he starts with a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with walnuts, blueberries, and a drizzle of honey. It's high in protein, loaded with antioxidants, and gentle on digestion. He drinks green tea or black coffee, but always limits himself to 1 cup. "I need my caffeine," he jokes, "but I don't want to start vibrating." This combination of sunlight, hydration, gratitude, and a clean meal sets the tone for his day: calm, alert, and strong. The surprising foods that keep him energized. You'd think that at 98, Mel's diet would be restrictive or boring, but it's the opposite. He believes food should be joyful, not a punishment. However, he treats food as medicine. Each meal is chosen to fight inflammation, protect the brain, and boost vitality. Greek yogurt and fermented foods. Mel eats Greek yogurt, kimchi, or a little sauerkraut several times a week. Fermented foods restore gut health, which scientists now say is directly linked to energy and immunity. Lentil and vegetable soups. He's said to love simple, hearty soups made with lentils, carrots, onions, and olive oil. These give him fiber and plant-based protein without taxing his digestive system. Blueberries and berries. Every single day, they're loaded with antioxidants that protect the brain from aging. Mel calls them nature's candy that doesn't kill you. Olive oil and nuts. His go-to fats come from olive oil, walnuts, and almonds. These keep his cholesterol in check and his joints flexible. Whole grains. Instead of white bread or pasta, he eats oats, quinoa, or rye toast. Slow-digesting carbs like these keep blood sugar stable and prevent fatigue. What's amazing is how balanced his meals are. He doesn't overeat. He doesn't starve. He simply nourishes his body the way a craftsman maintains a prized instrument, and it's paying off. His skin glows, his energy is stable, and his memory still razor sharp. 5 foods Mel Brooks absolutely avoids. Now, here's where most people go wrong. Mel doesn't just focus on what to eat. He's ruthless about what not to eat. And this is where his discipline outshines even younger men. Diet sodas and artificial sweeteners. Mel calls them the tricksters. They pretend to be healthy, but cause chaos inside your body. Studies show artificial sweeteners confuse insulin response and may even harm gut bacteria. He prefers sparkling water or green tea instead. Frozen, healthy meals. He avoids packaged meals labeled low-fat or high-protein. Why? Because they're filled with preservatives and sodium that raise blood pressure and cause bloating. He believes real food doesn't need a label. White bread and refined carbs. Mel hasn't touched white bread or regular pasta in years. He says they make him sluggish and sleepy. He replaces them with rye or sprouted grains, slower energy, better digestion. Creamy sauces and dressings. He avoids heavy cream-based sauces like Alfredo or ranch dressing. These are calorie bombs that slow circulation and strain the heart. His rule: if it glistens like oil paint, it belongs on a canvas, not a plate. Margarine and processed oils. Mel sticks to natural fats like butter or olive oil. Margarine and hydrogenated oils are packed with trans fats that age your arteries faster than time itself. By eliminating these foods, he's not just protecting his heart, he's keeping his energy clean. And that's the secret. Energy, not age, defines how old you feel. His simple movement philosophy. Mel doesn't train like a bodybuilder or run marathons. He moves like a man who wants to live longer, not just stronger. His philosophy is simple. If you stop moving, you start dying. He walks every day, 30 to 40 minutes minimum. Sometimes outdoors, sometimes on a treadmill while watching his old comedies. He stretches before bed, focusing on his back and legs. But here's the twist. His real secret exercise is laughter. He believes laughter activates the same muscles and oxygen response as mild cardio, and studies actually support it. Laughing improves circulation and lowers stress hormones. He also loves to dance. When friends visit, he'll often turn on jazz music and dance around his living room for fun. He says, "I don't dance well, but I dance often." At 98, that movement, simple, joyful, consistent, has kept his mobility shockingly youthful. His secret mental trick for staying 40 at 98. Mel's mind is as sharp as his punchlines. What's his secret? Curiosity. Every day he learns something new. A new joke, a new word, a new story. He says curiosity keeps the brain flexible, and science agrees. Learning new skills slows cognitive decline and can even reverse mild memory loss. He also practices something psychologists call cognitive reframing. Instead of focusing on pain or loss, he looks for humor in everything. When he talks about aging, he jokes, "At my age, if I drop something, I decide I didn't need it." But behind that laughter is emotional intelligence. Humor lowers cortisol, improves immunity, and strengthens relationships, all proven keys to longevity. He doesn't meditate the traditional way. His version of meditation is storytelling. Every night before bed, he tells himself a story, sometimes real, sometimes made up, about what he's grateful for. It's his way of ending the day with peace instead of worry. That's why, even at 98, he still radiates joy. Final message to viewers. Over 50, Mel Brooks has shown the world that aging doesn't have to mean slowing down. It can mean leveling up. At 98, after losing friends, facing heartache, and watching the world change, he still wakes up every morning with gratitude and the urge to make people smile. That's his real fountain of youth. He reminds us that staying young isn't about looks. It's about energy, mindset, and choosing laughter over bitterness. So if you're over 50, take Mel's advice. Start walking every day. Replace one unhealthy food with something colorful and alive. Call a friend, tell a joke, or simply smile more. Because the real secret isn't in a bottle or a pill. It's in how you live, how you eat, and how you think. And if Mel Brooks can still laugh, dance, and shine at 98, what's stopping you from feeling young at any age?